Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Imagine the NFL landscape right now, especially within the AFC North. The division has been fiercely competitive over the past few seasons, with the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers battling it out on a nearly weekly basis. But if the latest rumors are true, and they might be, things are about to get even more intense, potentially reshaping the division's hierarchy for years to come. The buzz is that the Cincinnati Bengals are open to trading one of their most explosive weapons, wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase, to the Pittsburgh Steelers in a blockbuster deal that could send shockwaves through the league. And let me tell you, Steelers fans, this isn't just some rumor. Sources like Adam Schefter are indicating that the Bengals might be ready to part ways with Chase in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. That's a significant move, especially considering Chase's ascending trajectory and his role in the Bengals' offense. Now, why would Cincinnati consider such a bold move? Well, the Bengals are currently 3-6, and their defense has been leaking points at an alarming rate, allowing an average of 33 3-points per game. They're in the middle of a rough rebuild, focusing heavily on shoring up their offensive line and extending contracts for younger players, all while trying to stabilize a defense that's been giving up over 300 points in 9 games. With a tight cap space of around $11 million, they're prioritizing keeping their core young and flexible, rather than investing heavily in a wide receiver who's become a focal point of the offense. Chase, who's been a true game-changer when healthy, might be the perfect piece for a team like the Steelers, who are sitting at 5-4 and looking to solidify their spot in the AFC North. Let's talk about what Chase brings to the table because, folks, he's not just some flashy player. He's an absolute star in the making. This season, he's been on fire with 76 receptions, over 830 yards, and 5 touchdowns so far. His average of nearly 11 yards per catch and over 92 yards per game make him a deep threat and a reliable target in critical moments. His overall PFF grade hovers around 87.3, ranking him among the top wide receivers in the league, and he's been a nightmare for defenses with a positive EPA per target of 0.25, plus 3.2 yards after catch per reception. Chase's career stats are impressive. Over 470 receptions for over 200 yards and 51 touchdowns, with 4 Pro Bowl selections and a Rookie of the Year award. His durability this season has been a huge plus. Minimal injuries, no missed games, and his route running is elite. Think of him as a bigger, faster DK Metcalf, someone who can stretch the field, make contested catches, and make defenses pay dearly. For the Steelers, acquiring Chase could be a game-changer, not just for 2024, but long-term. With the team's cap around $15 million, they have enough flexibility to make this move work. The idea is that Chase would slot right into their offense, which has been solid, but needs that extra spark to push them over the top. Pittsburgh has been relying heavily on their running game with Najee Harris, who's been steady but not spectacular in terms of yards per carry, averaging around 4 or 5 yards. Adding Chase would open up the passing game, forcing defenses to respect the deep ball and freeing up Harris and the run game, especially in the red zone. It's about creating mismatches and making life easier for quarterback Kenny Pickett. Imagine Chase stretching the field on deep routes, pulling defenders out of position, and creating more space for Pickett to operate. His presence would also reduce the burden on the likes of George Pickens, giving Pittsburgh a more dangerous, balanced attack. The impact on the Steelers' passing game would be significant. Currently, they're averaging about 23.6 points per game, but with Chase in the fold, projections show that number could jump to over 28 points. That's nearly a 15% increase in expected EPA per pass, which translates to more efficient drives, more points, and ultimately more wins. Chase's ability to make contested catches, over 37.8% of his targets, would be invaluable in Pittsburgh's offense, especially as they look to capitalize in critical situations. His addition would also give the Steelers a true X-factor in the playoffs, much like how DK Metcalf elevated the Seahawks' chances in recent seasons. Chase's ability to win contested catches and provide a vertical threat makes him a perfect complement to Pickens, who, while talented, could benefit from having a partner who demands attention deep downfield. And the ripple effect doesn't stop there. With Chase in the mix, the Steelers' offensive efficiency in the red zone could improve by about 10%, pushing their red zone scoring percentage from around 55% to nearly 65%. That's enough to turn close games into decisive wins and to give Pittsburgh a real shot at making a deep playoff run. The defense, which has been allowing around 4 points per game and struggling on third downs, converting only 36% of third down attempts, would get more rest, more turnovers, and better field position thanks to a more potent offense. Chase's threat deep downfield could also reduce the number of injuries on the offensive line. Teams would need to respect the passing threat, which means more play action, less pressure on the OL, and safer plays overall. Now looking ahead to the big picture, if the Steelers manage to pull off this trade, it could dramatically improve their Super Bowl odds. Currently, they're listed at plus 1,500 to win it all, but with Chase's addition, those odds could plummet to around plus 600. That's a massive shift, making Pittsburgh a much more dangerous contender. His impact on the playoffs would be immediate. Defenses would have to game plan around him, and he could be the X factor that pushes Pittsburgh past tough opponents in the postseason. Think about it. Just like DK Metcalf did for the Seahawks in 2025, elevating their odds from plus 2,000 to plus 800, Chase could do the same for the Steelers, especially in high-pressure moments like playoffs and crucial late-season games. Playing in Pittsburgh's cold, snowy conditions, Chase's physicality and route running would make him a nightmare matchup for even top-tier cornerbacks, creating mismatches and turning the tide of games. This potential trade is more than just a move. It's a statement. It signals that the Steelers are serious about competing now and long-term. It's about building a roster that's not just good but championship caliber. The Bengals, on the other hand, seem to be taking a slow, cautious approach to their rebuild. They're focusing on their offensive line and extending contracts for young players, all while trying to shed salary to give themselves some cap flexibility. Moving Chase would free up approximately $20 million in cap space, money that can be reinvested into the offensive line or future draft picks to build a more balanced, resilient roster. For Steelers fans, this potential trade isn't just about acquiring a star. It's about transforming the team into a true Super Bowl contender. With Chase's explosiveness, Pittsburgh's offense could become one of the most feared in the league, capable of scoring from anywhere on the field and maintaining possession longer. The division would get even more competitive, but the Steelers would have a clear edge, an offense that opponents would struggle to contain. That's the kind of move that could define a franchise's trajectory for years, turning Pittsburgh into a perennial powerhouse in the AFC. In conclusion, this trade could be a defining moment for the Steelers. It's a bold move, one that aligns with their history of aggressive offseason decisions when it comes to building championship teams. If Pittsburgh manages to snag Chase, they're not just upgrading their roster. They're sending a message to the rest of the league that they're willing to do whatever it takes to bring that 7th Lombardi home. The AFC North is about to get even more intense, and Steelers fans, you should be excited because this could be the start of something special. The road to Super Bowl LXI just got a lot more interesting, and we'll be here every step of the way to cover it with you. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Do you think this trade could really happen? How do you see Chase fitting into the Steelers' system? Would this move make Pittsburgh a legit Super Bowl contender? I'm eager to see your thoughts, and trust me, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. This is what we live for: football, passion, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Let's keep that energy high, Steelers Nation. The best is yet to come.